Hello Chassos, welcome to another video. After a very insanely successful GT, which I am super happy about, we are back to the grindstone talking about some things about town. Now I have a lot of videos that are going to be coming, but the first one I wanted to talk about was something that I gleaned from a practice game that I had against one of the Pantheon team members, Chris O'Neill. He was playing a Death Guard list and I was playing, well, let's call it a meme, where on this weekend is coming, I'm going to be playing 4 Hammerheads because my patrons voted for it. Because fuck you guys. And one thing that I came out of that was thinking about guiding units. Now that there is no more daisy chaining, every single tower player needs to know how they're going to guide in a pairing up world. And part of this pairing up world is knowing exactly what to take in your list to be the most efficient. Now, there's a lot of things that get thrown around. Obviously, Tetra's name is always in the conversation. You've also got Pathfinders in the other side of it, where some people are die-hard Pathfinder fans, and other people don't like them as much. You also have other things like Stealth Suits giving reroll 1s to wound, and then just ancillary stuff for the later parts of your shooting phase, where you've got ghost kills and that sort of thing, and deciding who gets what to make them shoot better. But in my opinion, there is something which I haven't seen anybody talking about, which is a fantastic guiding unit and an excellent candidate for the coordinate to engage stratagem, which allows you to pick a unit that is guiding for another unit and give them the benefits of +1 ballistic skill and ignore cover if they have the marker-like keyword when shooting against the same target that you have guided the other unit onto. Now, before I get into exactly what this unit is, a quick word from our sponsor, me! Ugh! Would you like to win yourself a Leviathan box? Well, you absolutely can. I am holding a raffle, and if you haven't seen the video, click on the little tag just up here, or here, whichever way Google does it, and have a look where me and my wife are talking about the new venture we're going on with this successful GT. We want to secure 35 tables of terrain to regularly run events within Sydney. As part of the raffle, we have tickets on sale right now at pantheonstudios.com.au, as well as a whole bunch of other merch, which is really exciting. It is fantastic. Everybody loves the merch. Get your hands on it. If you want to be wearing a little piece of me or have a little piece of me inside you, then make sure you get to the website and pick yourself up something. However, the Leviathan raffle is the one that you're going to be looking for, and by purchasing a ticket to this, you are going to go into the running for a Leviathan box. Or, excitingly, this bad boy right here, a one-of-a-kind magneture case, which allows you to put magnets on the bottom of your models, store them on magnetized trays, and never worry about anything toppling over or banging into each other. If you used to, like I did, put it into a crate that you got from Woolworths or some dollar shop, and just pray that your car didn't throw them around when you were going around on a roundabout. I've been using magneture cases well before doing this raffle. It was one of the first investments that I actually did into my wargaming experience. Thank you very much to Irresistible Force, who have been this channel's friend for the longest time and have been an incredible supporter of us, and magneture cases. Third prize will also be a Chaos Demons boarding patrol for those that are wanting to get some blood for the blood god, effect some change, and maybe be disgustingly resilient in their efforts. If you would like to get yourself a ticket to the raffle, there is no upper limit on how much somebody can get. It is $10 Australian per ticket. One note though, if you live within Australia, we are happy to ship the item to you for free that you win. However, if you're international, unfortunately, we can't absorb that cost, so you will be agreeing to pay for shipping to get the item out to you. That said, this is an incredibly exciting giveaway for us. It is a big step forward in improving the content that we can provide by regularly having events that I am in control of in order to get cameras in there. Have Scotty from Australia's Tabletop Wargaming Network come in and stream the whole thing for you. And I hope that you will join me in building something incredible and getting something really awesome for yourself along the way. Okay, so now let's talk about the headlining thing that I'm creating this video to talk about. And you might be wondering, what unit is he talking about? Is it the staple Sunshark Bomber? Nope. Is it my trusty unit of Crit Hounds? Hell no, don't even have Greater Good. Is it the Ethereals? Because apparently they can't point at things and say, hey you, kill it better. Kill it better than that. No, I am talking about the S tier unit that I talked about in the index reveal, and the thing that I've been banging on about ever since the data slate came out, and that is our beautiful little Breaches. And here's why. Breaches, on their gun, you can see on the pulse carbine or the shotgun or whatever the hell it is, they have a ballistic skill of 3 already. They are our only non-commander unit to get that. So that means that they are already shooting at a very, very good level. Also, breaches have the marker-like keyword attached to them. So if you are guiding with them, you are naturally giving ignore cover. Now, if I go into the stratagem, coordinate to engage, I tick all of the boxes to be able to use that. Now, where this gets particularly spicy is if I add in the humble Cadre Fireblade, where a character joining a unit gives everything in the breacher unit +1 attack. Now, note that this also interacts with gun drones. So I have, as of late, been taking 2 gun drones on the Cadre Fireblade, and a Guardian drone and a gun drone on the chassis of the breacher unit. Meaning that the gun drones have 9 attacks. The 2 that are attached to the Cadre Fireblade benefit from his 6s to wound, give you -3 on the AP characteristic, making them potentially very scary. On top of all of this firepower, plugging in, at least for one of the Cadre Fireblades, through Unity, Devastation, where you guide for a unit and you give them lethal hits. Now, if you were to get out, for example, a breacher unit and guide for a crisis unit, you are giving them +1 ballistic skill, ignore cover, and then if you coordinate to engage, you guarantee that that unit is going to die. You fire the crisis unit first. They have probably, if you're building it correctly, Exemplar of the Cow Yuan, double exploding 6s, and any of those 6s are lethal hits, meaning that anything in the game needs to be even more worried about the best unit that we have rocking around the table. But even if you do it for a unit of breaches, let's say you were to pull them out and the only thing you've got to shoot at, say, an Armiger or a Warhound, is that humble unit of breaches. The first unit is getting lethal hits against them. If you're looking at the maths on this, they're hitting on 2s, 6s lethal hits, and then if those Armigers happen to be standing on an objective marker, or within range of an objective marker, I should say, they are also getting full rerolls to wound, which means wounding on 5s, you're actually going to get a fair number through on 30 shots from the breaches, 9 shots from the gun drones, 4 shots from the Cadre Fireblade, assuming that he's in rapid fire range, and then also any of the ancillary stuff from the Devilfish sitting behind them that just got them out. So all of this equates to a fair amount of shots going into this Armiger or Big Knight or whatever it is that you're doing. And on top of that, if the unit is not dead, you can still have the unit that just shot shoot at that same unit and get the benefits of +1 ballistic skill. If that unit, however, dies to that first unit and it's no longer there, you can happily shoot at another unit and still be shooting on 3s. Ain't that a lot of stuff? Now, does this mean that I'm going to be pulling out Tetras and Cell Suits and everything else from my list? No, absolutely not. Not a chance. But what it does do is show you that in a well-built Fish of Fury list, there are a lot of things that you can do to really amp up what you have and how much you need to expose or not expose to be able to play the mission. Generally speaking, I will have a unit of Tetras in Strategic Reserve. I'll put a unit of Stealth in there as well. I will have stuff that can go out and play the mission or come on later that can't just be shot off the board with, let's say, indirect from the Plague Burst Crawlers or Astronelitarim's gun batteries. And in doing that, I also get to move enormous distances at around about turn 2, as long as I'm not trying to come in their deployment zone, or turn 3 onwards in that deployment zone. And unless I have an opponent that is able to aggressively screen me out while keeping those units alive against Tau gun lines, which, well, let's face it, if you're playing correctly and your dice don't absolutely hate you, their trading pieces or screening units should die. We have a lot of very fast stuff with decent range, and we're able to kill things relatively efficiently. So that means that if you're playing a Fish of Fury style list, you have stuff that can push up the board, threaten the mid board, take center objectives, do whatever you need to, a Devilfish sitting behind if it needs to do an action like homing beacon or something like that. And you still have units that are going to hit very, very well. Going into infantry or marines, you are absolutely going to demolish those units. And you get to add some lethal hits or additional hits with the Cadre Fireblade, using 1 CP to be extremely efficient in your target. Being able to either shoot 2 units into the 1 unit and just decimate it, or make sure that that unit's dead with the first one and then send your breaches elsewhere. Now, this doesn't mean that you need to position well, as you will need to have 2 units within 10 inches of every model from the breacher unit that is doing the guiding. But you can see as you start to unpack this, just how much there is that you can do and how much play there is for a very, very good chassis to get the maximum amount out of that unit. And that's all from me. I just wanted to have a quick talking piece, get your minds thinking about some different things that we can do aside from crisis suits, because At the moment, I'm not playing them yet because I know that they're good. I know that I'm going to demolish tournaments. But my RTTs and certain other events, I'm just taking stuff that I want to test out from the rest of the index. Weekend, I'm taking 4 Hammerheads. Previous to that, I did double Storm Surge. All of this stuff, I will still be able to pilot well because good players can generally do that. But just getting a feel with actual data, what our things feel like. Spoiler alert, I know that I already hate 4 Hammerheads. But anyway, if there's anything you think that I've missed, chuck it down in the comments. Make sure you do the internet things and like and share and do all that stuff. Or don't. I'm not your dad. Make sure you check out pandystudios.com.au to get yourself some merch. There'll be a link down in the description. There's also a link to Irresistible Force and Magnature, who have made all of this possible. And yeah, hopefully you guys enjoy the raffle. Hopefully you are enjoying your tower in the lead up to getting our codex later on this year or early next year. We will have so much more to talk about. Thank you very much to all of my patrons who make all of my videos possible. These absolute bosses had their names up at the Pantheon GT for everybody to see and celebrate. If you would like to join them, head to the link in the description to join the Patreon, or if that's not really your speed, head to the YouTube membership page, just literally below where we are right now. There are a bunch of tiers for anybody looking to up their 40k game or just be part of a growing Tau community. Also, Chasseau tier patrons get a free coaching session from me once every single month, as well as a bunch of other benefits. So, if you would like to join them, head to the links in the description. That's all the shilling from me, I promise. Thank you all for watching. Best of luck, Chasseaus, and I'll see you in the next one.